This is Andy Povetkin, Boxing Social, and I'm joined by Matt Macklin out here in Saudi Arabia. It's Ruiz-Joshua weighing day. Matt, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. A bit warm, but not too bad.
It's good to hear. Obviously, as I've mentioned, it's a weighing day now. As the weeks progressed, what are your thoughts on the fight? Have they changed at all?
No, I mean, initially, when the fight happened, you know, the day or two after the first fight, you know, there was talk of a rematch clause and going straight back into an immediate rematch. And I think under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have done that because, you know, you'd like the fighter to have a win, a nice, easy win, get his confidence back, then maybe put him in a good step up, but maybe not quite back in again, see how he goes again. And then, you know, once you feel like, oh, that's good, he's exercised whatever self-doubt, demons, mistakes he made, we've worked on it, he's ready for it now, then you go in. But that was never going to happen here because Joshua's just too big of an attraction, and there's too much else riding on it. You know, the heavyweight titles that would get split up, and because of the politics prior in the sort of 12, 18 months previous where the Wilder fights weren't happening, and you know, Al Heyman, Matchroom, bit of a split. So I always thought that it was going to happen. They were going to exercise that rematch clause, although, you know, if he wasn't so big, you wouldn't do that because for the reasons that I just said, and for those reasons, I don't know, you know, I'm not overly confident for Joshua. I think he's prepared the best he can. I think he's really, I think the adjustments he's made have been good. He's focused a lot more on boxing, on sparring, on pad work as opposed to strength and conditioning. I think he's lost a lot of bulk upper body wise, which is a good thing, I think. But you know, without having a couple of fights in between, how do you prepare this as good? I mean, he'll be better. He'll be much better mentally prepared in the sense that he'll be a lot more focused. I think in New York, his focus was taken away from Andy Ruiz, and it was on, you know, a potential Wilder fight. You know, Wilder announced 2 weeks before Wilder knocked out Brazil, and there was a lot of unsaid pressure, I feel, on Joshua, not just to beat Ruiz, but to make a statement. So the fact that you're thinking about making a statement and blowing a guy away, you know, if he was, already means you're looking past him. You know, that you're not giving him the due respect in that sense. That's not going to happen this time. You know, this time he's totally focused on Ruiz. He knows that his mental preparation will be good. He's totally focused. He's not looking past this. He's not thinking about Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or anything like that. Totally focused on Ruiz. That's the positive. The negative is that, you know, he got knocked out last time. He got beaten. He got hurt. You know, there'll be self-doubt there. There'll be some demons there. You know, and we don't know how they're going to be. He hasn't had a chance to kind of work through them with a few interim fights. Do you know what I mean? Well, a few interim fights would put those to rest a little bit and would help get past that. But you know, and maybe he just takes it in his stride. Maybe he just comes out here, starts quick, and gets into the fight, and then he's just in the fight. You know, that's what we hope, and that's what could happen, and that's what we hope.
You mentioned how AJ will deal with a fight mentally. You know, when Ruiz lands his first punch on Anthony, how do you feel he will cope with it? How do you think he will react to it? Do you think he'll start to think back to New York?
Well, that's the danger, and that's the fear, isn't it? That happens. You know, I think it's key for Joshua to come out and start quite quickly. I think come out, take the centre of the ring, and stand his ground, and try and back Ruiz up behind the jab, or certainly meet him as he comes. I think it would be a mistake if Joshua takes the back foot and boxes around. I'm not saying he has to go to war, but just be really sort of intent, purposeful. Take control of the contest, take control of the fight, take the centre of the ring, be the boss. I think that's key for him. I think that'll help him settle. You know, and it'll keep him sharp. And I think he will do that. By the way, I do think he will do that.
I was about to say, you know, when I've looked over social media and spoke to people in boxing, they think it will either go one of two ways. AJ will either look to just box and move on the back foot, or he'll look to put it on Ruiz early, try and earn his respect. Do you feel that he has to do the latter of those two? He needs to try and put it on Ruiz and he needs to earn his respect early on?
I think so, because I think, look, those fears, those doubts, those self-doubt, all that stuff, you know, the quicker you get into the fight, the better. Then it goes out there. Then just everything you've been doing in training just kicks in. Do you know what I mean? It's instinctive. Then you're fighting. But you know, the longer he's kept that long range, you know, no, he wants it at long range. But he doesn't want it at medium distance. But if he starts getting backed up, his leverage is on as good. I think and Ruiz gets confident and he comes in behind the double jab and he can start feinting Joshua, and Joshua starts, you know, reacting, twitching, a bit nervous. So I think he'll settle in the fight quicker. The quicker he gets into the fight, the quicker he'll settle. And I think he, rather than being backed up and letting Ruiz dictate things, I think he needs to come out and make sure he takes control of the fight and starts dictating the pace, dictating when it's for. And I think that's important. Look, I'm not saying he has to back Ruiz up the whole fight, but I just think he needs to come out and be the boss.
Having said all this, what can be read into what seems to be a much leaner version of Anthony Joshua from what we've seen throughout the week? And also I've read on social media, apparently the ring's 22 feet, I don't know if that's true or not, but in the UK maximum's 20 feet. I know obviously the first fight was in New York, but if it is deemed to be true, obviously a bigger ring out here in Saudi, do you think it will be a matter of he's going to be looking to box and move? Or?
No, I think he will move, and I think he should move, but I don't think, round him, side, step off centre, keep changing the angle, but I don't have Ruiz backing you up, behind his jab, letting him back you up and cut, and where he's manoeuvring you around. If you're stepping off the angle, stepping off the straight lines, getting your shots off, and then get off to the side, come around, but kind of keep almost like moving in a small circle within the ring. Do you know what I mean? And just keep it like that. I don't think it'd be good for Joshua if Ruiz starts backing him up. That'll give Ruiz a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, and that's the way he likes to fight. And I think Joshua, even if he throws a really good right uppercut, and that could be a shot he looks for, he's just got to be careful. I think Ruiz. I think he's just got to stand his ground a bit, not go to war, but not be backed up either.
I think one thing which I haven't seen many people kind of touch on enough possibly throughout the week is the fact that Ruiz has had a full 12-week camp now. How much do you think that's going to benefit him, and what extra do you feel he'll be able to bring into the fight this time round?
Look, I think Ruiz was in great shape last time. He hadn't fought that long ago, and so I don't think 12-week camps. They can be overrated. They can be too long as well. Do you know what I mean? You can go stale, or you can lose your sharpness, or you can overcook it. So I don't know. Look, I think he was in good shape last time. I think he'll be in great shape this time. The thing for me that makes him more dangerous this time is he'll have that extra confidence now. I mean, he obviously believed in himself beforehand in the first fight, but now he knows he can beat Joshua. Now he knows he has the power to hurt Joshua. Now he's world champion. So now his confidence will be up here.
Just to quickly touch on a couple of other fights before I let you shoot off. Hunter Povetkin, what are your thoughts on that one, Matt?
I fancy Hunter on points. I think his timing of the fight is good for him. I heard him speak yesterday at the fighters' meetings, and he's a man full of self-belief, driven, knows where he's going, and absolutely believes that he's going to get there. And he's a good boxer, very talented, clever. And he's got good fighting spirit, and I think Povetkin, he's towards the end of his career now. He's had a long career, great career, but I fancy Hunter in that fight.
And finally, Dillian Whyte versus Whyte-Wach. Dillian returning to the ring after everything he's had going on behind the scenes. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think Dillian wins. I think it's Wach will give him a good fight, but I fancy Dillian's come out on top.
Well, Matt, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, so thanks for speaking to myself, Boxing Social.
Cheers.
Thank you.